If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle at a competitive price, look no further than Jasper Auto Sales. Jasper Auto Sales is Alabama's most trusted pre-owned dealer, offering trucks, cars, and SUVs for nothing short of fair prices. With a staff as friendly and knowledgeable as the guys at Jasper Auto Sales, it's no surprise that most customers become repeat buyers. Stop by for a test drive today or give Jasper Auto Sales a call at 205-221-7878. That's 205-221-7878. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Game Managers Podcast, where we talk Alabama and Auburn and SEC football every week, except for last week. We went a little hiatus, but we are back. My name is Nick Norris. I'm a sports writer, and with me, as always, are my great friends, Auburn fan Justin Knight.
Hello, everybody.
And Alabama fan Aaron Patterson.
Hello.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and apologize. I'm not in the best mood. I gotta wake up and drive to Virginia in the morning, and it's gonna be a mess. But that's okay, right?
Sure.
Because we got real jobs outside of this, unfortunately. But maybe one day this will be our real job.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, thank you. No, I have a good job. I like my job a lot. Well, let's talk about. We've got a lot to talk about, guys. We had the SEC championship. We had the final projections, the bowl selections, and the Army-Navy game, and the Heisman. All since we last talked on the show.
Yeah.
It feels like a very long time.
Yeah, it has. It feels like it's been a month.
I know. Only been a couple weeks, but we're back. We're better than ever, and it's gonna be.
I don't know about that, but we are back.
It's gonna be a good episode. So,
I
let's
hope
just
so.
start out with the Heisman. So Joe Burrow, LSU quarterback, brought them their first Heisman since like 1959, I think is what it was, something like that.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's a long time to go without a Heisman.
Yeah, a long time.
Good for them.
Well, hey, just think of it though. Alabama had never won a Heisman until 2009, so.
That's true. It's very true. And there's a lot of schools that still have never won one. So, good for them.
Yeah.
He was it the biggest point spread between the first and second place in history? Is that what I read somewhere?
I don't know. I haven't seen the point spread up anywhere.
I think that's what I read. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty
See
sure
if I can
that
find anything.
it was
Yeah, it
the
says
largest.
he finished with the largest margin of victory in Heisman history.
Yeah, he did. So that is true.
Yeah, that's true. Jalen Hurts came in second, Justin Fields in third, Chase Young in fourth.
Yeah, that's
I don't even know
surprising me.
I don't even know why Chase Young was there.
Yeah, he was there. Him and Justin Fields were both there doing the interviews together.
So
Who came in second?
Jalen
came in second, yeah.
Surprisingly,
Okay.
I thought it'd be Justin Fields, but
Yeah. So the points.
No, I thought it should definitely have been Jalen.
well, I think
Yeah,
it
I
should
do
have been.
too.
I just didn't think it would be.
So the points that separated Burrow and Jalen was 1,846.
Huh. Yeah,
Ouch.
here's the total point totals. Joe Burrow had 2,608, and then Jalen 762. So that's quite a big
Golly.
drop off.
Yeah, it
right
wasn't
under him,
close.
Justin Fields
Well,
was 747.
I mean, everybody knew he was going to win it. So, I mean, none of this is surprising.
No, not at all. But congratulations to him, and
Yeah. Now,
Very-
here's the thing. I never in my life, especially at the beginning of the season, was I going to be saying Joe Burrow would be winning the Heisman.
yeah, I don't think anybody was saying that.
No. I'd like to know what the odds were for him to win the Heisman, if anybody made bets on that. Because they're probably coming out with some big pockets.
Oh yeah. Somebody has made a lot of money probably. But, good for them. Anyways, that's all I got to really say about that. Let's move on to the Army-Navy game today.
Oof.
Navy blew out Army.
Not much of a
31-7.
game.
And Army will not be bowl eligible as a result.
Wow.
Yeah. Which,
Yeah, I think
a little late for that anyways. But
Yeah, I think Navy's quarterback ran for like 306 yards.
C. Anderson, he ran for, well, it says right here he rushed for 56 yards.
The quarterback for
Oh,
Navy?
I'm sorry, I was looking at Army's. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he ran for like 306 yards.
Yeah.
Crazy.
What?
And hey, he was
Did Navy only pass the ball one time today?
They did, and he was 1 of 1 for a touchdown. So
What, really?
I didn't get to watch this game. They passed the ball. The entire team passed the ball one time today. That's it.
and Army passed the ball. I think one time as well. They passed the ball six times.
6, yeah.
You're telling me they were losing by like 30 and they only passed the ball once?
No, Army only passed it 6 times. Then they were losing.
Yeah.
Or 6 times?
Yeah.
Navy won.
passed it. Yeah.
Why?
Only passed it once.
Navy's really good.
Yeah, they were ranked 23rd before this. Now sitting at 10-2. They'll probably move up quite a bit.
Yeah, and depends on what bowl they playing in.
Let me see here. I got the list right here.
I think is it like the Alamo Bowl?
I don't know. I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm gonna look for it.
Let me see.
I will stall in the meantime.
They're playing in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl against Kansas State.
Okay.
I think they should win that one. Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought that was quite interesting. That
Yeah, so I'd say he was
one pass.
I'd say pretty good ratings though, 1 for 1 and a touchdown. So,
yeah.
And it was just 1 yard, so it's 1 of 1, 1 yard, 1 touchdown.
Yeah, 1-1-1-1. All right here.
Yeah,
99 QBR.
Incredible. And
That's
it doesn't
awesome.
hurt to run for 306 yards as well. So.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, cool, awesome. Well, that's all I got to say about that one too. Congratulations to Navy. We're just gonna jump through a bunch of these topics. But speaking of jumping through topics, how about we jump into Twitter news with our very own Aaron Patterson?
Ooh.
Twitter news.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
It really doesn't matter what you think.
You play to win the game. You play to win the game.
Alright, well, I'm slacking on Twitter news a little bit. I was trying to... I did not save the one tweet that I wanted to read, so I'm going to go off the top of my head. But it was a screenshot of 2 LSU guys talking this summer over text, and they're talking about Joe Burrow and how one of them said something about, I like Joe Burrow, but I wouldn't even want him on my backyard football team's quarterback. And they just roasted him. And Freezing Cold Takes on Twitter, I believe is who it was, retweeted that. So it's just crazy how fast that turnaround was. About LSU just, he's just just a regular quarterback, and now they adore him.
Just look what a good OC can do. Can just completely change an offense and quarterback.
And to think we've heard that so many times, it feels like every year. We're going to see a new offense at LSU. We're going to see a new offense, and I didn't think we ever really would, but
finally happened.
Sure did, yeah.
I mean, and I would say they have the second best wideouts in the country. I mean, it's hard to say they're better than Alabama, but with the guy Justin Jefferson, and Amari Chase, oh my gosh,
yeah,
I mean, those guys are awesome.
Yeah, they're very good.
What are they? Are they juniors?
I am not sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I'd have to look it up. Why don't you look that up, Justin, while Aaron goes into the next tweet?
I'll take a look.
This tweet says, Joe Burrow said that during his recruitment, he went out to dinner with Ed Orgeron. When they got to the restaurant, Orgeron found out that they didn't serve crawfish, so Orgeron had the restaurant manager go out and get 15 pounds of crawfish and cook it for them anyway. That's peak O. I'm not sure if that's true, obviously, but if it is, that is hilarious.
That doesn't surprise me in the slightest if it is true, and that's absolutely hilarious.
So Jamar Chase is a sophomore, and then Justin Jefferson's a junior.
Okay,
So Jefferson
yeah.
will be going first round if he decides to go to the draft, I think.
Yeah, well, we got some other guys at Alabama that may or may not be going to the draft.
Well, we know.
Well,
I think Judy's going. I think he's a lock.
Yeah, I think so too. But a lot of speculation has been about Devontae Smith. Some reports saying that he is leaning toward coming back. I'll have to see it.
So that fits like right in with my like last 3 tweets, and pretty much they're all the same thing. So I'm not going to read them individually. They're just different accounts reporting that different players are planning on staying. Like the biggest one, in my opinion, was Bleacher Report. So I have no clue if it's actually legit, but it says Chase Young says he's not thinking about the NFL draft, and the plan is to return for senior season.
How dumb would that be?
That's what I think.
Because he's going to be a top 5 pick.
At least, yeah.
Yeah,
He might be a number 1 overall.
He might,
It could be. It's either going to be him or Burrow, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know how you don't think about it. I mean, if you want to come back, that's awesome, but you just don't think about it. That seems
you don't
a little,
turn down
too good to be true.
You don't turn down that money just to go back
$12 million
to college.
or whatever it is.
Yeah, and risk an injury.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Listen, if
Or
it was me or
just a
my
little
son,
bit of a down year.
If it was me or my son,
I mean, it's hard to go and break the record again, you know,
Yeah.
for
Even if
sacks
I
and
was-
stuff.
even if I was the biggest Ohio State fan in the world, it'd be very difficult to turn down that money. But,
Yeah.
good on him. Whatever he wants to do. Hope he does it well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the biggest one I saw, but like the rest are just reports saying that Devontae Smith is coming back, and that a bunch of them think that Tua's coming back, and a couple other Alabama players, because that's who I mainly follow. But just there's a lot of players that seem to be like they're coming back. The only thing I can think of is if they get they get it taken care of, like where they can get paid for their likeness or whatever that rule is. That's the only thing I can think of. But even then, I highly doubt any one of them is going to make a first round signing bonus. So
No,
Yeah.
they will not. So just like to turn down that money doesn't make any sense.
yep, I don't understand it, but
Neither do
Whatever.
I. But good on him.
Once in a lifetime kind of opportunity, and to risk it on coming back to college.
Yeah. And even if they, if they're hungry and they're like, well, we won a national championship. It's like, yeah, but you got one. Like they
You
all
already
got
have
one as
one.
freshmen. So
Yeah.
yeah.
is another
Especially
one
if
worth?
Ohio State wins it this year, then what is Chase Young thinking?
Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, what's he trying to prove? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Cool.
There was quite a bit of Alabama players that are believed to come back.
Yeah.
If they do, whew, that will be nice.
It'll be a
I think
promising 2020.
I think it will still be, even if you have some of those wide receivers come back and Tua decides not to, I think y'all will still be in a great position. Just with all the talent you'll have around Mac Jones. Especially, I don't think Najee Harris is going to stay, but I know y'all have running backs coming up that are going to be really talented, so I think the defense is going to be experienced. Even with Mac Jones behind center with those wide receivers, I think it'll just be another top 5 team.
Yeah, I'm just more concerned with the defense more than anything.
They'll
just
have
getting some of those
experience from this
linebackers
year.
back, and
Yeah. All those freshmen playing this year is great for them, so it'll all work out.
Well, is that all for Twitter news, Aaron?
yep, that's all I got for right
Nice.
now.
Thank you very much for another good
Thank you.
segment. I know we put you on the fly there because you were driving back, didn't have much time to look them over, but you pulled through for us, so thank you, sir. Let's talk about this SEC championship a little bit. So Georgia got demolished.
Yeah, I mean, not much to say except Georgia is the Georgia team we all knew. They can't score. And then even though the defense is great, it's hard to stop LSU's offense. So when you have a terrible offense, you're not going to win. That's just how the game is nowadays. It's not as much about as your defense, but just how many points can you put on the board. So,
I mean, what I really took away from was just how good Jake Fromm is, and just
Oh,
how
yeah.
thankful that Justin Fields transferred.
I mean, Kirby's got to be patting himself on the back for that. A genius
Go
move.
Dogs, am I right?
Yeah.
Well, let me just read over his stats. I know everyone's heard him a million times by now, but in the 37-10 loss, Jake Fromm was 20 for 42
Ooh, beautiful.
for 225 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Aaron, if you can find that, have yourself a half tweet. That would be. I would greatly appreciate that. See if you can look that up real quick.
Oh yeah.
I believe it's in our. I sent it to you, I believe. So look through that.
Let's just say also those passing yards were trash yards toward the end as well. So.
Oh yeah.
He probably
absolutely.
didn't have. Yeah.
Also, they could not run the ball to save their lives.
No, here's the thing. I think LSU's defense is coming into their kind of rhythm just at the right time. They're finally getting a good groove, and I think they're finally come together as a full team. So that's why I feel like they'll win it all, and they have the most. I mean, I know Ohio State defense has been the best out of the top 4, but I think with how LSU's defense has been playing, I don't think anybody's going to be able to beat them.
Yeah, and leading the defense in this game was Stingley Jr. He had both the interceptions.
Can we just say
from twice?
How in the world did he not win SEC Freshman of the Year?
Yeah, I don't know why you give that to Bo Nix over him, but good on Bo, I
I'm
guess.
sorry, I zoned out. Who do you think should have won it?
Derek Stingley Jr. from LSU, cornerback.
Oh, okay.
He was like tied for the nation in interceptions, and he doesn't win SEC Freshman of the Year.
And Bo Nix's best win, he was 50% completion.
Yeah, so please explain. Oh, and do I have a stat for y'all?
Okay.
Y'all gonna love this. So I just saw this on Instagram, and it says, according to Sportsline, Bo Nix has the 4th best odds to win Heisman next year.
Okay, well.
Guess who's 3rd?
Who is that?
Mac Jones.
That's funny.
Oh, that is funny.
Both of those are rigged.
And then they have Trevor Lawrence at 2nd, Justin Fields at 1st.
Yeah, well, I could say Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence, really. He seems to
Bo
be his game.
But Bo Nix and Mac Jones, 3 and 4.
Laughable.
What the heck? That is atrocious.
They just don't know who else to put up there, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, just wanted to throw that
I think they just got the most upside of, just like Joe Burrow did. Like if they get put on a team and the other ones kind of fall behind, they could make it look like. I mean, I don't think they will be, but
Bo Nix is not winning the Heisman. Ever.
I think that was their. Thought process.
Bo Nix will be a good quarterback, but he's not going to win Heisman.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think he will be good as he gets experience, but I think it's going to be like a A.J. McCarron good, not like a Joe Burrow.
He's not going to
good.
he's not going to be a game changer. He's just going to be the guy that leads the team and he doesn't make mistakes after a few years.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Mac Jones. Mac Jones isn't a guy you're going to say, oh, he's going to win the Heisman.
No, not at all.
So I just thought
But,
that was funny.
I mean, a year ago we would have said the same thing about Joe Burrow, so, who knows? But I'm going
I
to,
guess. Yeah.
if I had to put money on it, I would say neither of those guys.
Yeah, I would say a heck no.
Well,
I bet my life savings on it.
I want to talk about what this game led to, and all of the championship games led to, was the final college football rankings before the playoff games.
The final
And I mostly just want to talk about why Georgia is still number 5.
No, can we talk about why Georgia's still number 5? Wisconsin is still
Everybody's
number
the
8.
same. Barely anybody fell.
Wisconsin
They're just like,
loses.
these are our 4. Screw the rest
Yeah.
of them.
How about Wisconsin loses 3 games, and they get blown out in all 3 of them, but they're still going to the Rose Bowl.
Still
Please
number 8.
explain.
Yep.
How the heck does that happen? Or how does Virginia get to go to the Orange Bowl? What kind of baloney is that?
Just lazy.
It is lazy.
That's exactly right.
They just didn't want to go through it all.
So Auburn finished at 12, Alabama 13, which I think both of those are baloney. They should both be higher than that.
Oh, they should.
Yeah.
100%. I don't know that you even keep Georgia. I mean, you keep them at the bottom of the top 10, in my opinion. not at 5 right outside of the playoff picture. I mean, that's
Yeah,
disgusting.
They got embarrassed in the SEC championship game.
Yeah.
And then the fact
In
you
what,
move
in
up.
what was basically a home game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
75% Georgia fans, yeah.
They play there all the time.
Yeah.
They don't win there much. They play
Never
there.
win
all the
there.
time.
Well, the one time they did, we know who they beat, so.
Oh, yeah, before I forget it, I've been looking for this tweet, but I cannot find it. I had a lot of good tweets if I would have remembered to save them all, but I can't find the one about Jake Fromm having a great half. But I did see the one where it listed Mark Richt versus Kirby in their first 4 years or whatever.
Please read that.
I don't have it right in front of me. I've been trying to find both of those, but I think Mark Richt had like 2 more wins so far. How funny is that? I love it.
I
found the have yourself a half.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Here's Jake Fromm. Have yourself a half. 10 of 20 passing, 117 yards, -9 rushing yards, 0
Yeah, that was a big
touchdowns, 1 interception, losing 17-3. Someone control this guy.
It's awful.
I've got the Mark Richt tweet right here. Mark Richt first 55 games at UGA, 45-10 and 1 SEC championship. Kirby Smart first 55 games at UGA, 43-12 and 1 SEC championship. So they've you're right, Aaron. Rick has won 2 more at this point than Smart.
Yeah, I love it.
Of course, Smart has a national championship appearance, but he doesn't have a win though, does he?
I like Kirby
And those
too.
early Rick teams, if there was a playoff picture then, they would have had a very good chance of getting
absolutely.
it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I like Kirby too, but I really like Mark Richt and the way everybody talked about Kirby just being their savior. The fact that he's doing even worse it's really funny.
Yeah,
I quite enjoy it.
I don't think Kirby Smart's going to win a national championship at Georgia.
I mean, I thought he would, but it's not looking good.
I don't think he is at this point.
Yeah, it's not looking too great.
Not with not the way his offenses have been looking, like the seasons he's been there, and with how college football is changing, with how great these offenses are now, he's not going to be. I mean, he won't have a chance.
What's worse, the South Carolina loss, the LSU loss, or Kirby's haircut?
Oh, the
I'd say his
haircut, 100%.
That has to be the ugliest looking dude.
And he doesn't have to look that way. Like with a good haircut, I think he'd be a pretty good looking guy.
He'd look
Him
all
and
right.
Gus are just they're hard to look at.
Yeah.
Like it's just I know I've talked about it with Gus a lot, I think, on here, but like it's just it'd be so hard to play for a guy like that. I can't imagine one of them yelling at me and trying to get or ever trying to get me motivated. It would just be so hard to laugh. I mean, so hard not to laugh, like just right in their face. Just 2 goofy looking dudes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, let's
back to these rankings. How about Utah still 11th?
How about Oregon jumping from 14 to 6? Explain that one.
How about Utah getting absolutely exposed 2 weeks in a row, just like I called? I love it.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's surprised because Utah hadn't played anybody.
Well, they still haven't, and for some reason, they're number 11.
Like I said,
They're 11.
Yeah.
They're above Auburn and Alabama. They have not won a ranked game, I don't
and
think.
Auburn has lost to the number 1 team, the number 5 team, and the number 8 team, if I'm correct.
Yeah, and then beat Alabama.
Yeah, so that makes sense to have Utah above them. I think that.
Yeah, no. They're lazy.
Yeah, we all know. And see, what scares me is when the 8-team playoff comes into play. How are they going to do are these what the rankings going to be like? Or are they actually going to put time and effort?
See, yeah, exactly. If this was an 8-team playoff, there's no way this ranking they would rank this the same way. So you're telling me you're going to put Georgia back in it, put Oregon, Baylor, Wisconsin? There's no way that'll be the 8. There's no way.
Yeah.
They would do it completely different. They had to have just been so lazy about this.
It feels really lazy. And that's the first thing, because we were all together watching these when they came out.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the first thing any of us said. It's like, this is lazy.
Yeah, it's like,
because,
I mean, it's not even, can't even call it bad at that point, because there's no way they legitimately think this is how it should be.
Because it's not
like,
fair to...
It's laughable.
Auburn and Alabama team who could have had a chance in New Year's Six Bowl, but then they get left out because they don't want to change the rankings. Instead, they want to put Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. I mean, okay.
Yeah.
How about some of these bowl matchups, though?
I think Auburn and Minnesota would be pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised Derek Brown came out.
There's not many I just really want to see, though.
Yeah, Derek Brown's actually going to be playing, which I'm surprised. But I think that just speaks to his character. He's always been a team-first guy, and we're definitely going to miss him.
Well, let's talk about these some of these games. So, Ohio State and Clemson will be playing in the Fiesta Bowl.
That's one I'm very interested in.
We know what happened last time.
And who's?
Yeah, I think it's a little different.
Clemson won 31-0.
It's the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl now. Is that correct?
Yes.
We were talking about it the other day, how much we liked it when it was the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl.
This is for all the Tostitos.
Auburn and Oregon played, and it came down to the field goal for Auburn at the end, and whoever it was, can't remember the announcer.
Brent Musburger.
He said, and this one's for all the Tostitos. And for some reason, that meaningless line has stuck with me my entire life. I'm going to have it on my tombstone one day. Every decision I make, I think back to that line when I need to think of a line, some kind of advice that actually matters. And instead, that comes to me. So.
Well, did they win? Did they get the field goal?
Yeah, yeah. It was Auburn won.
So they got all the Tostitos?
They got all of them. Yeah, the whole bag. So,
nice.
Yeah, good on them. LSU and Oklahoma will be in the Peach Bowl for the playoffs in Atlanta.
Yep. I don't expect that to be... I think LSU will win by double digits. I think Oklahoma will play it tough in the first half, and then LSU is just going to run away with it.
Yeah.
Well, the following,
so.
The other of the New Year's Six is Baylor and Georgia in the Sugar Bowl, like we said.
Ew.
Wisconsin and Oregon in the Rose Bowl.
Yuck.
Mm-hmm.
Virginia and Florida in the Orange Bowl.
Blech.
And Penn State and Memphis in the Cotton Bowl. Out of all of them, I think that's the one that's outside of the playoffs. That's the one.
I'm really interested to see if Memphis can compete.
Yeah,
that's why I'm interested in it too.
And see, I think
they were in the third best conference this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12-1. Memphis.
They won.
10-2
They won the
Penn
third
State.
best conference this year.
And then
so I want to see how good that conference really is.
I say Penn State by 21.
In the 21?
Yeah.
21. Okay, and then of course we have Minnesota and Auburn in the Outback Bowl, Michigan, Alabama in the Citrus Bowl.
Back to the Outback Bowl, baby.
Y'all are playing for the Bloomin' Onion, and Minnesota, I believe, is playing for the Coconut Shrimp.
This one's correct. For all the Bloomin' Onions.
Yep. And I think Auburn will come out since we got some of the guys playing and not sitting out. I think they'll come out ready to play, and I think Auburn will win by 6.
Hey, if Auburn wins this game, that's a 10-win season and an Iron Bowl win. That's a pretty good year. Hang your hat on.
Yeah, I mean, when you look
like the second bowl win ever.
Yeah, actually third. Don't forget about our Birmingham Bowl. Birmingham Bowl.
Yeah, of course. Got to count the Birmingham Bowl.
Yep. You can't sleep on the Birmingham Bowl.
But see,
I wouldn't have said anything about that.
I guess when you look back on the season and you look at the teams you lost to, and the thing that frustrates me is the way we lost.
You're ready
games.
to give Gus an extension?
No, because of the way we lost those games. If we actually had a well-coached team, I think we could come out on top in those games. Because we lose to Georgia because our offense doesn't get going until the fourth quarter. LSU, we were in it the whole game, but the offense couldn't do anything. And then Florida, once again, our offense couldn't do anything. So just imagine if we had a good offense, where this team would be.
Yeah, like that one game that you actually had a good offense.
Not even
the Alabama game. Yeah,
no,
that
not
one,
even
where
against
you scored
Alabama, 'cause
48.
we had 2 pick sixes.
I still can't believe that. How do y'all score 48 on us?
Because
That's how bad our defense was.
Because we had 2 pick
Mac
sixes.
Jones scored 45 on you, or whatever it was. I have no clue what the score was. I don't remember.
Our offense was okay against Alabama. The only reason is because of the 2 pick sixes.
That helped.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that helps. So way to go defense.
Speaking
Saves
of the
us
Birmingham Bowl, Boston College 6-6 versus Cincinnati 10-3. Guys, are we going to that one?
Yeah, love how they're.
So how did Cincinnati get thrown into the Birmingham Bowl at 10-3?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Please
both their
explain
losses
that.
were to the Memphis, or 2 of their losses were to Memphis. I think their other loss was a good loss too.
It was like to SMU or Temple.
Yeah, it would have been to SMU.
No, actually,
Temple,
no. It was
or
to Ohio
UCF.
State.
Oh.
So they
Okay.
lost to Ohio State and then Memphis twice, and they're going to the Birmingham Bowl. Please explain.
Yeah, to play a 6-6 Boston College.
How does that make
These
any
bowl
sense?
games make no sense. But
Yeah.
Florida is going to go and play. What was
A 9-3
what's Virginia's record?
9-3,
Okay,
8 and
that's
14.
better than I thought. That's better than I thought, to be honest.
Heck, I don't even know if that's it. Let me see.
A couple bowls
It's a-
that I'm interested in
It's a
watching
joke.
is the Alamo Bowl with Texas Utah. That's one that's Utah has a much better record, but I feel like that'd be a pretty good matchup.
Yeah, another one.
Oh man,
Why-
I hope Texas wipes the floor with Utah.
They probably will.
I can't. It's funny to see Texas lose, especially after their back memes.
Yeah.
But I've become a Utah hater just because how much everybody hyped them up.
Yeah.
Like, and usually people want these teams to win, because then like to see a different face in a playoff, like that would have been awesome. But everybody's talked so much about Utah. I take pleasure in watching them get destroyed.
Well, my other one is in the Texas Bowl. It's Texas A&M and Oklahoma State. I'm kind of interested in that one.
Yeah, Oklahoma State's winning that one.
UAB will be playing in the New Orleans Bowl against Appalachian State. 12-1 Appalachian State. It's going to be
Yeah, go ahead.
ugly.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and pray for UAB because they're going to get walloped in that
they
game.
are.
Yeah, they got walloped in their championship game.
Yeah, they scored. Well, they scored 3 points in that game.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about it.
Yeah.
But they still got the home winning record, or what they're
yeah,
right?
still undefeated at
They
home.
do have it. Okay, sweet.
Yeah, good for them.
I want to go through this list though of some of these bowl games and their sponsors, and talk about some of these games, because this year we have the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, and if that's not interesting, I don't know what is. But there's a few like weird ones that I'm gonna go through here and look at some of them. So we're getting the Lending Tree Bowl. Can either of you tell me what the Lending Tree Bowl is? Or what Lending Tree is? I'm sorry. This is in Mobile, Alabama.
Lending Tree.
Isn't that like an insurance agency?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't have it in front of me.
I don't think it's an insurance agency. I think it's like a bank. Like they do.
Is
they
it
lend.
What
Lending
day?
Tree.
What day is that bowl?
What day is it?
I believe that's what it is. Lending Tree. So they lend.
Yeah,
Well,
that
let's
one's on
look it up.
January 6th. That's Louisiana versus Miami, Ohio.
Why the heck are they playing January 6th?
I don't know. The national championship though this year is like weird.
The
It's like
13th.
Yeah, it's later than usual, isn't it?
Yeah, it's usually around
like
the
a week
7th.
later. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's like the 13th this year.
Yeah.
All right, Linden Tree is personal loans, home loans, refinance your mortgage.
Yeah.
Like, are they really getting that much out of sponsoring a bowl in Mobile, Alabama? Like,
I have no idea.
is that
It
good
used to
I'm
be-
advertising?
very curious to see to know the cost behind sponsoring
see-
one of these bowl games.
That bowl in Mobile used to be the GMAC Bowl. Now, I don't know when they changed it, but I just remember because my dad used to work for GMAC because he'd be able to go to those games for free.
But I feel like somebody like Lending Tree would get more out of it and get their name out there a little more than like the Outback Bowl. I don't feel like they're going to be selling enough bloomin' onions because of the Outback Bowl to cover that cost of the sponsorship. So
No.
Here's one that I don't think is going to be worth the money. The Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl.
What?
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a poor investment
honestly,
on their part.
These bowl games are just a joke.
Yeah.
Does Chick-fil-A have a bowl game?
Yeah, the
They
Peach
do,
Bowl.
don't they?
Yeah, the Peach
Oh,
Bowl.
yeah, there you go. I knew that.
You knew it. You knew that.
I was just testing you guys.
Yeah. Here are some. This is by onlinegambling.com, this website, and it's rejected college bowls. So, I don't know if these are legit. This may just be a guy coming up with junk. Who knows? But these are the 2019 to 2020 rejected college bowls. The Ben and Jerry's Fish Food Bowl.
Fish
Food.
food?
It's fish. It's PH.
Oh, okay.
The Danny Trejo Taco Truck Bowl.
Okay, I don't get it. What am I missing there? What is the fish? What is?
I don't know. I don't
What is-
get it either. The Tim Hortons Bowl. So it's just like
Okay, that is definitely not real. Nobody would do
The
that.
Bankster Bowl.
Bankster?
The Booty Litter Laser Cats Bowl.
Yeah, this is
Okay, these are not.
Well, they were
real.
rejected, apparently.
Yeah,
it's
well,
not real.
Probably not.
I'll tell you what I want to get into, though, is this rumor of the 8-team playoff.
Ugh.
yeah, how they're already starting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
I still think 8 teams is too much. I still think 6 teams is the right number, but
like 8
this
teams,
year, huh?
You like 8 teams, though.
No, definitely.
I remember
don't.
you talking about it, though. You're like, I wouldn't mind 8 teams, but 6 teams.
I would not mind 8 teams if it was not leaving somebody out.
Yeah,
Like, I would rather somebody get the chance than somebody not get a chance. Like,
of course.
if that makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
I said my ideal would be sliding. So, like, this year they'd come out and say, hey, these are the 4 best teams. They're the ones who deserve to be in the playoff, and no one else really does. So there's no point in having another playoff game. Whereas if it was like the 2014 season, when you had TCU and Baylor, or the year you had Penn State,
Penn State, yeah.
and I can't remember who else. But anyways, I wish it would slide, but anyways, yeah.
8 teams.
What I was saying was, like, this year is not very it does not make that argument look good for an 8-team playoff.
No.
It makes it look
because-
very bad.
Because when you think about the 8 teams, you have a Georgia team that can't score. You have an Oregon team, which you don't know what you're going to get. You have Wisconsin, who sucks. And Florida,
Well, they would do they would do the 5 conference champions,
yeah. So, and then
which
2 wild cards.
four of them already in.
We should give some
Yeah.
background on this real quick. So,
And then they would do
See,
Oregon, and then they would have
2 wild cards.
two wild cards,
And then Memphis.
okay,
and then Memphis.
let's give some background though. So what we're talking about is the NCAA is supposedly considering an 8-team playoff, and there are being live discussions about it being held. And their plan would be 5 automatic bids from the Power 5 conferences, presumably conference champions. 1 automatic bid to the best non-Power 5 team, and then 2 wild cards. And
So the
I
wild
hate
Who would
cards.
the
that so
wild
much.
cards be, though?
it's just
So the
your
wild
2
cards
best
this
teams,
year-
whoever you want to put in.
I think Florida would be
Florida
in.
would be one, and then it probably would have been Georgia.
Surely they wouldn't put Georgia back in there.
They might, because who else would they put in there?
Because Georgia got obliterated. Baylor lost twice to the same
yeah,
person.
that's right.
Wisconsin lost twice to the same person.
They would put. I think they'd put Baylor in there.
Baylor lost twice to the same person, though.
Yeah, but they were both close games to the number 4 team. in the
Yeah,
country, so-
but they were. I feel like that's an automatic. Like, there's no point in putting them in
Yeah,
there.
I don't know, but see, who else would you put in there though? Utah?
Penn State, maybe, just because they played at Ohio State really well.
I don't know, but they
And
had
then they
3
lost
losses.
to a. Huh?
They had 3 losses though, didn't they?
No,
lost
they got
to
2. So
Minnesota, Ohio State.
they lost a really close Minnesota game and a really close Ohio State game.
I thought they lost to somebody else.
So it'd probably be Florida and Penn State if I had to guess.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
know if
that's
they'd-
probably what it'd be. if not Georgia.
I don't know if they'd put. Yeah, I'd say I don't know if they'd put Penn State in there.
I mean, they left Georgia at 5.
I think they would have over Georgia because they had much better outings. Georgia got obliterated, where Penn State lost two close games, and Georgia had that really bad loss to South Carolina, where Penn State's loss was both to top 10 teams, or at the time top 10.
Yeah. And Penn State finished at 10th, so yeah, it'd be between them and Baylor.
Yeah, but see, that just shows you how lazy it is. I personally think it would be Florida and Penn State, and then they're ranked 9 and 10. So how lazy they were ranking these. Yeah. It was unbelievable.
But see, I think the non-Power 5, I don't know. It just depends on, the problem with that is, it just depends on what kind of non-Power 5 team you're going to get that year. Because what if the best non-Power 5 team goes like 8-4? You're going to put them in the playoff?
Well, that's very rare, though.
I know it's rare, but I'm just saying it's always a possibility.
Yeah.
So that's my only.
Well, I mean, you'd put Northwestern in, so it's basically the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, if they won their conference, put them in there.
Okay, here, everybody calm down.
I hate everything about this so much. I don't want this to happen.
I mean, it's like
leave it at 4.
It's like
Let's call it
but
a day.
see, here's the thing. You have the NFL where you had the Giants team that went 8-8 and won the Super Bowl. I mean,
well,
I don't see a problem with it because they make it a standard to where if you win your division, you get rewarded for it. So if you win your conference, you should be rewarded for it. And look at this year. Look at all the conference winners: LSU,
I think
State,
that
Clemson,
works.
Oklahoma, Oregon.
I think that works in a
teams.
scenario like the NFL where you've got 2 conferences and 4 divisions. But in a world like college football where you've got 10 plus conferences, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's too confusing. I don't think it's.
You also have to think that in the National Football League, the level of talent is so close on either side of the football.
But
where in college it could be drastically different.
Yeah,
when you look at the three conferences that are 1, 2, and 3, they're all right there with each other. So I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it because you look at basketball. If you win your conference, you get an automatic bid to the tournament. And it's always fun to see these teams play in the tournament. You always have the underdogs that make the upsets, make a run. It's fun. So, I think if you win your conference, you should be rewarded for it.
Unless you're Northwestern, you have 4 losses.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Northwestern, you beat Ohio State. I mean,
one time. You win on one game.
You're doing something right.
Well,
for one game.
Let's move on to Justin Knight's famous segment, Knight Needs to Know.
Knight needs to know. Probably with some of the stuff you've done before, I probably wouldn't be surprised.
You wouldn't be surprised if I put ashes in cookies and fed them to you?
Yeah, because it was someday for the SEC again.
That might make sense then. I guess just
How does that make sense?
Yeah, I would like to know how it makes sense.
Now this is looking like a bad idea. All right. I need to know score predictions for the playoff games.
Oh, okay, so both of them.
Yeah. What you got so far?
Well, the over-under, I believe. Let me see if I can pull it up really quick.
Clemson's a 2-point favorite, and
LSU's
I was surprised by that. I was surprised that Clemson was a favorite.
Yeah, I think they're just going by experience to Clemson. They've won, 28 straight now?
Yeah.
Defending national champions.
Nobody else has given them anything for experience. They're ranked 3rd. They're the undefeated defending national champions.
Yeah. So
what LSU was
LSU's
a 13-point
like
favorite. Clemson was 2.
13. Yeah.
I'm going to say LSU wins. It's going to be pretty high scoring, isn't it? I'm going to say
Yeah.
LSU wins 49 to
Wow.
42. I think it's going to be closer than what people think.
Wow, okay.
Ooh.
I'd like
42,
Oklahoma to win it,
wow.
just because I'd like to see Jalen go to the national championship.
Would be cool.
Don't think that'll happen, though. And then for the Clemson-Ohio State game, I'm going to say 28-24 Ohio State. Let me write these down. I already forgot what I said for the first one. Does anybody remember?
49-42.
49-42.
Yeah.
And then what else? Just say for the other one.
28-24.
Awesome. All right, Aaron, would you like to give us some?
Shoot, I don't have a clue. Like, these two games, like, are so hard to. I mean, I guess I'll go with LSU winning, and think Oklahoma will score 20.
I like that.
Or 20. Yeah, let's go 20, and then LSU will score 34. 34-20.
All right.
Okay, solid. And for the other?
I don't know. I feel wrong picking against Clemson.
Yeah.
Just because they've been there, they've done that, but they also haven't played anybody. And I mentioned this, like, Ohio State they always screw up.
Choke.
Always.
Yeah.
Until they unless they make it this far. And when they make it this far, then they dominate.
That's not true, though. Look at the last time they made it this far.
But they had screwed up earlier this season already.
Yeah, but, they're due.
Yeah, I don't know. They're just so talented.
They are. I think both teams are equal just because of how good both of their defenses are and how good both their offenses are. So it's going to be a really great game.
Okay, I'll give it to Ohio State, and then I think they're going to win by 6.
Okay.
But how high scoring do I think it's going to be? I'm going to say 36-30.
Okay.
Wow.
Nice. Justin, you got some scores?
I do. I was thinking LSU would win 38-24.
Okay.
And then I was thinking Clemson would win 24-21.
Nice. You're saying LSU's going to take care of business pretty handedly. Also, Aaron, you think so as well. You both got them. Aaron's got a 14-point difference, and I think you'd do too.
Yeah, I think it will be a lot closer game
in the
for
first half.
most of the I think that LSU's gonna score and they're gonna have a touch. They're gonna be up by a touchdown, and Oklahoma just won't be able to get it done against LSU's defense because the way they held Georgia, which granted Jake Fromm sucks,
it is Georgia, but the run game they did a great job.
Yeah, they did a great job on that, and so I think they won't they'll just hold them, and then Joe Burrow will get the ball back a little late, and they'll have just enough time where they have to run the offense so they don't give the ball back, and they'll score, and then they'll make it a 14-point game.
Well, what we'll do is I'll hold on to these scores, but as we get closer to the game, the episode before the playoff games, we'll come back to these. We'll see how our opinions have changed, and if we want to stick with our scores or change them. That's what we'll do. Because I feel I want to take some time to really think about it before that game too, because this was on the spot completely. But good question. Start us out. What you got next for us, Justin?
All right. How do y'all think Lane Kiffin will do at Ole Miss?
Completely forgot to mention this. Lane Kiffin back in the SEC.
Yeah, there you go.
As head coach of Ole Miss. Thank you, Justin, for bringing that up.
You're welcome.
I've had so much happen the last couple weeks. A huge coaching carousel. But I think he'll do just as fine as he did at Tennessee. Not necessarily good, and not necessarily terrible. And he'll be fine, completely okay. Everybody's saying, he's doing this to get vengeance on Alabama.
That was hilarious, that article.
Down. I stand by this 100%. If it ages poorly, that's fine. He will never beat Alabama at Ole Miss. I'm sorry. He will never beat Nick Saban-led Alabama at Ole Miss, is what I should say.
I think it will get close just like the Tennessee game.
And
I think that's about it. I think he'll get close in a couple games like that, and I think he'll do a pretty good job recruiting, and then I think he'll get fired in about 3 years. Or 4.
Okay.
They signed him.
I mean, think about how fast they fired the other guy.
Yeah.
But he has a contract for 5.
I believe it's 5 years, $21 million.
He might make it to the contract if he has a couple bowl.
I think
seasons.
he'll make it
it's
to
just,
the contract.
I just don't feel like there's anything he's going to be able to do to catch up to the 4 powerhouses that are going to be beating his eyeballs in the SEC West. Maybe if he was in a different conference, but I mean, when you're playing Alabama, Auburn, LSU, and Texas A&M, good luck.
I think he will likely make it through his contract as long as the off-field shenanigans don't get too bad. Because, like, he tweets one, like, offensive thing or says, like, you know,
that's why I'm surprised they hired him in the first place.
Thing. You know, I don't want to accuse him of
did you see the in his press conference, they asked him about the flight in?
Yeah.
And did you see his response?
Yeah. What was it again?
It was about, he said it was much better than another tarmac experience I had or something like that. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So
I couldn't believe that he said it.
At least he can make a lot of himself, I guess. But
yeah. It shows a little improvement, but I don't have much faith in him.
No, I don't either. I've never been much of a Kiffin fan. I know a lot of people are. If he does great, awesome. I'm not counting on it, though.
Yeah.
All right, Justin.
All right, let's see. Final question. So, I guess kind of bouncing off that. So, out of all the new hires in the SEC, who do you think will have the best season next year?
Out of the new coaches?
Yeah, the new coaches. So, you got Ole Miss,
Arkansas, Missouri, Ole Miss.
Yeah. I think it's
Is that all of them?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Ole Miss probably has the best season. I think they barely miss bowl eligibility.
I think Arkansas is long gone.
Yes.
I think Ole Miss is it is incredibly tough to make that a thing. And just because Missouri has a little bit more to build off, and they're in the East, so I'll give it to them.
Missouri.
I think they'll have a better. Yeah, what did I say?
No, that's who you said. I was just confirming.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd give it to Missouri. So.
I'm gonna make the bold prediction that Ole Miss will go 6-6 and be bowl eligible next season.
That'd be huge.
Yeah, that seems completely fine.
Yeah, I mean that's a good.
I mean, you know, if they wouldn't have had a certain celebration, then they could have done that.
They would have been bowl eligible.
Yeah, that's funny.
Hey, when you got to go, you got to go, man. You know.
That's true. Yeah, big game like that.
What an idiot.
Yeah, golly.
Well, Justin, thank you for another great segment of Night Needs to Know.
You're so very welcome.
Well, this is going to be scattering around again, but back to the bowl games. I thought of something while we were talking about that. Is one of the most interesting matchups I saw, in my opinion, was the Tennessee game. They play Indiana, because Indiana had a pretty good season, and they lost to really good teams. And then Tennessee had this great turnaround. I'm very curious to see how that plays out.
I think Tennessee's going to win just with the momentum they have.
That's exactly what I think, too. I've got Tennessee. Yeah. We're doing the Capital One Bowl Mania, thing.
ESPN Challenge.
Yeah, the ESPN Challenge. We should make one open for anybody on our Facebook page that wants to join it, to do one with the fans.
Yeah, we should.
I'll do that. I'll work on that this week. But
okay.
But yeah, I've got Tennessee picked for that just because of that.
Yeah, I think that's one of the better matchups because, like I said, there's not many that I thought were really good, but I'm very curious as to how that one plays out.
I also think, I think the most interesting thing to me is after what Michigan's quarterback said about how Alabama
Shea Patterson.
Yeah, hadn't played anybody. He's not worried about them. I think that's going to be
If everybody plays in the game like they reported that they will, then I really hope we take care of business because that'd be quite embarrassing to lose to Jim if we actually have everybody. I would have never thought that. I would have guessed that we'd have lost 100% just because I figured we'd be losing about 6 draft picks, and
with those
our defense is awful. So I don't know. Hopefully we can take care of business because that'd be embarrassing.
Yeah, but I think with those comments, I don't know why anybody ever comes out and says something like that. Because anytime anybody said something like that against Alabama, they end up getting whipped. So.
Yep.
Just recall the Louisville wide receivers a couple years ago.
Oof. Didn't work out too well for them.
Yeah, it did not. So.
Well, guys, how about we move on to mismanagers?
Please.
Yeah, please.
Did you grab anything when you walked out the door?
Grab nothing but 2 Tortino's pizza out of the refrigerator and my doggy, and we left.
I just kept hearing it. I'm ducking and everything. Died in the house. I got scared. I dropped my hot pocket.
Here's an actual customer out here. What's the best kind of firework to buy?
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
And now, it's time for mismanagers.
All right, so I'm going to start out with a story that came out actually December 6th, but we didn't do an episode last week, so I couldn't do it, and it is blown up. I know both of you have heard it, but there was a banana duct taped to a wall that sold for $120,000 at a Miami art event.
Of course. Wouldn't you buy a banana taped to a wall for $120,000?
No, I wouldn't buy a banana taped to the wall for any amount of money. I'm not. What I'm going to do
makes
with
me
it.
sick just to think about it.
We could have come up with that idea. We'd be rich.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't.
So all the articles today are coming from foxnews.com. This is I'm not going to read the whole thing because everybody knows about this by now. But basically, yeah, there was a piece created called "The Comedian" by Italian artist Maurizio Catalan. Sorry that I messed that up, I'm sure. He last year created the 18-karat gold toilet offered to President Trump. 2 of the 3 editions of the banana artwork sold for $120,000 at the Art Basel Miami Festival, and a third is expected to fetch $150,000.
Okay. Well, I thought someone ate one of them.
Let's
Let's
wait, because that's my second story.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, so this guy he just made a banana. He literally took a banana, he took some duct tape, he taped the banana to the wall. He said, "This is art. Give me your money." Rich people buy pointless art for tax write-offs. They know it's not real art. They just do it to write it off on their taxes.
Yeah,
and that's exactly
it's still
what happened.
the same amount of money. Like, there's not much of a tax write-off. Like, it's not. It makes me sick.
Yeah, it's the fact that people think this is like genius, and they will pay $120,000, $150,000.
Yeah.
Just tells me that we might as well just go ahead and end the world while we're at it right now.
Think of all the bananas they could have bought and
Yeah.
took to hungry people. Instead, they just bought that one with duct tape that's probably old by the time that they actually get it.
Yeah.
And
the fact, all that money they're spending, what it could be going towards.
Yep.
And it's going one banana.
That's awesome.
Rich people are evil. That's what I'm going to say.
So thankful.
Yeah. Well, my second story, also by foxnews.com. New York man eats Art Basel banana that sold for $120,000.
So, is he the one who bought the banana?
I don't think so. I think he
gosh.
Okay, so that makes it a lot funnier, actually.
So,
because if you just bought it and then ate it, that's just like a big. If you look at what I can do with my money.
Well, let me read it, and we'll see if it was that guy. I don't think it was. Remember the banana duct taped to a wall and labeled art that sold for $120,000? On Saturday, a New York man walked up to the art installation and ate the banana. The banana art, titled Comedian, was the work of Italian... Yeah, we know who it was made by. The guy, I can't say his name. It's a part of his outer gallery wall art at Art Basel in Miami Beach. Around 1:45 p.m. in front of a convention center full of art lovers, New York-based performance artist David DeTuna ate the banana. He called it "Hungry Artist." He posted on his Instagram.
Okay, so what I want to know the most is how did he eat it? Because there's got to be security there, so there's no way he had time to peel it.
You can.
So did he just take a bite out of it?
Yeah, he peeled it and took a bite out of it, and he was talking.
Oh, he did
camera.
peel it.
Yeah, he literally
How did he have time to take it off? And
he's being filmed. It's on his Instagram. It's at David_Daytuna. And he literally just like peels it and eats it right there in front of everybody slowly.
And
He's like, "Hey, it's pretty good."
The people are just looking at him like, "What the heck is this dude doing?"
How does he not get like tackled by security?
Well, the gallery reported the incident to security, but the tuna slipped away.
He got away too.
Terra's director of museum relations said the work was still salvageable because they have to replace the banana every couple weeks anyway. He did not destroy the artwork.
So what happens when you buy it? Are they gonna? Is this like a service? Like they're gonna just come to your house every Tuesday to replace the banana?
Well, this says he did not destroy the artwork. The banana is the idea, Terra said. Apparently, the collectors are buying the certificate. The banana is not made to last.
So you're telling me they're just buying the certificate for the $150,000?
So you're telling me I can go print a piece of paper off of just a little generic certificate, and somebody will pay $120,000 for that? All I have to do is have some fancy Italian name and call myself an artiste.
You just have to know a rich person that needs a wealth tax. Or, I'm sorry, they do need a wealth tax, but that needs a... sorry,
that's a different topic.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get political at all here. But that needs a tax write-off, I should say. And you'll be good.
Jeez.
Anyways, and an update on this one. It's not my third story, but apparently they had to take the banana down at one of the art exhibits because it was creating too much controversy. Everybody was like going into the museum and like losing their minds and stuff. I don't know. But
what are they doing? They're just going in, looking at it, and screaming like, "Oh my gosh, what is this doing up here?"
Just screaming.
Hey, that's a banana, not art.
That's a banana. Hey, duct tape that banana.
So everybody thought the white was just the art, like just a white background was the art, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, everybody's going to get security." Like somebody duct taped a banana up there. They ruined the artwork.
Yeah.
Banana Billy, did you put that up there?
That just explains artists for you right there.
Well, for my final story, unrelated to the other two, this one's titled "Japanese Man, 71, arrested for calling phone company 24,000 times to complain," police say.
I love this guy. I love this guy.
How long did it take him to call them 24,000 times?
Well, I haven't read this prior, so I'm just I'll read it with you guys.
Alright.
A Japanese man was arrested for allegedly calling a phone company a whopping 24,000 times to complain to them about his contract, police said. Akitoshi Akamoto, 71, was taken into custody last week for apparently inundating KDI's corporation's customer service department with toll-free phone calls over an 8-hour period.
Oh my gosh.
He demanded that KDDI...
The patience.
He demanded that KDDI staff come to him to apologize for violating his contract, a police spokesman said. He also repeatedly hung up his calls immediately after placing them.
Yes.
So what do the police do when they come to arrest this guy? All right, yeah, we got to arrest you for calling this phone company 24,000 times. I mean, what is it at that point? What is it, harassment? I mean, what are they arresting him on?
Yeah, there's a certain law. I could not quote it to you right now, but yeah, you can only call with like so many times in so many days or something like that.
Well, here's the part that's funny to me. Akamoto also allegedly called the customer service line from public payphones. So when they stopped answering his number, he started calling from other numbers. He was arrested.
So you just go to a bunch of different payphones.
You're telling me this man went to a payphone, right? There's not any around here.
No,
but I don't know how it is in Japan. So he had to find a payphone, stand out in public on a payphone for 8 hours and call these people. I love it.
He was arrested on suspicion of fraudulent obstruction of business, according to investigators.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not what I was thinking.
Well, their laws would be a little different in Japan, I assume. So.
Yeah.
Anyways, that is the show. Justin, bring us on.
I figured it would be like he was calling because they called him so many times. I thought that's where this was going. I wasn't expecting like an actual breach of contract or anything like that. I thought he was just annoyed getting calls, and he was an old retired man, so he just called them.
Aaron, I could see you calling somebody 24,000 times. Especially
Absolutely, I do it every day. They call me, and if it's a voice thing, so here's a little trick for all you. If they call you, most of them are voice activated. So if it's a number you don't know, just don't say anything. And if they really want you, then they'll say hello, hello. If not, you just let that puppy just lay it down, put it on mute, and they'll just sit there for a long time.
I had a telemarketer.
If they want to waste my time, I can waste theirs. So
I was having telemarketers.
I do it all the time,
constantly, just over and over and over again. And they kept asking. They kept asking for Nick Norris or whatever when they answered. And finally, I was just like, "Hello," and they're like, "Hey, we're looking for Nick Norris." And I was like, "Who is this?" And they're like, "It's so and so with so and so." It's like, Nick Norris passed away 2 years ago. Tragically. Why would you bring that up? This is the first day I've went without thinking about my good friend, and now you just brought it up again. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And they were like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I had no idea. Our records doesn't show he's deceased. Like, get out of here. Don't call me again. I swear I'll call the police if you call me again. And I didn't have a telemarketer call for like 2 years.
Yeah, so I've done similar things, and then I've done very similar things. But my favorite one is doing every if it's a real person that it's just calling me for absolutely no reason, like for student loan debt. I don't have a single dime in student loan debt, and they call me, and it's a real person. I just sit there and I go through every accent and that I can possibly do. I pretend to be Chinese, and then I go straight from Chinese to an Irishman. It just, you keep flip flopping.
Hey, I would love to hear.
They have to keep you. They have to keep you on the phone. Like they're not just they can't just hang up on you. But they also know that you're so sick and tired of it, and you're fed up with them, and you just keep playing into their answer every question open ended. So they just have to keep digging and digging and digging, and I just waste as much of their time as possible.
I would love to hear you go from a Chinese accent to an Irish accent.
It's beautiful. I don't know what to tell you.
Go ahead and give us an example.
You don't have to do it.
That's okay. That's a bonus episode.
Please don't.
That's a Patreon episode.
Yeah, maybe. We should do some phone call stuff, some prank calls.
Gosh.
Me and Aaron and my cousin, we did some really good prank calls a few years ago. We called Taco Bell and told them they gave us our burrito and a sock.
Yeah, taco and a sock.
And apparently the manager bought it. They literally heard them scream from the phone, like, "Who put this customer's meal in a sock?"
Oh my God.
Yeah, they should have been our first indication that we probably shouldn't go back to that Taco Bell.
Justin,
good times.
Bring us home, man.
All right. Thank you for listening. It's been a while since we put out an episode, but thank you for being patient with us and liking our Facebook page and keeping up with our posts. We really appreciate y'all, and we hope y'all have a great Christmas. Because we'll do an episode next week, won't we?
Yes.
Well, I will be out of town next week, so you will probably be doing that episode without me.
That's okay. We'll do it without you. I don't like you anyways.
Yeah, I don't really like y'all, so it's okay. Thank you to the sponsors. Can you please inform me on who the sponsors are for this episode?
This week we just have one, and it's Jasper Auto Sales.
Thank you, Jasper Auto Sales, for all that you do. We passed by all the cars you have in your lot, and they are beautiful. So y'all are doing a great job, and people are getting great cars from your lot.
And he's not just saying that because we literally went past him. He's like, "Hey, they have a really nice selection of cars there." So
yeah,
we mean it. Really, go by there, check them out.
You should, yeah. I mean, you're gonna get a great car. So our website is thegamemanagers.com. You can find the podcast on there, easy. You just click right on it, and bam, you can listen to it. You can find articles from Nick Norris.
That's me.
They're not bad.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, they're okay. But, I mean, if you want to read them, I wouldn't, advise you to read them.
I wouldn't. If you want to read them, I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't waste my time, personally.
See what I'm doing by this is that people are going to be like, let me check this out. Just to see it.
No, not.
So
yeah, until you just said that. Now they're just like, okay.
It's not gonna work.
You can find info about us on there. We have a great team photo.
We do. That's good.
But yeah, the website is awesome. You can also find us on social media at TGM Pod on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And then if you want to give us a shout out over email, you want to ask us any questions, you can hit us at gamemanagerspod@gmail.com. But yeah, the Facebook page is where you're going to get the majority of your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Got a lot of great stuff posted there daily, you know, some polls, or maybe you want to win a prize, you know, like this post, comment on it. Yeah. Always great stuff. And, you know, I guess we'll have some more stuff for the off season, maybe, like with basketball and baseball. So just look out for us on Facebook. We'll always be active.
Absolutely.
Check us out on Patreon. We have some videos up right now of us goofing around playing Doug Flutie, Madden, and NHL. So if you just want to watch some funny videos, check us out on Patreon. Or YouTube. Also, we have a YouTube page. Great stuff on there, too. You should subscribe for future content because, I mean, if you're riding down the road and you just want something nice to listen to, something soothing, something you get a little laugh out of.
Nothing like our soothing voices.
Yeah, I mean, I would say we have nice, calming voices.
We should do
and
some
it's always good to
ASMR.
listen.
Hi guys,
We
welcome back
should.
to another episode of the Game Managers Podcast. In this episode, we'll be talking about how Alabama got beat 72-3 by Michigan.
Hey, you know, I
think
really
that'd
don't
be
like
great.
that bad juju. You can get that out of here.
One of my favorite, I think one of the funniest ASMR videos was the Whisper bank robbery, where they just do a whole ASMR of a bank robbery, and it's like, give me the freaking money. And it's a woman pointing the gun, and they're just whispering, okay, like, open the safe.
That's such a stressful situation.
Yeah, and so I don't know how anybody would watch this and be like, oh, I'm just going to fall asleep now. So I'm sorry we're getting off topic, but, you know, this is just great to listen to on the road. Leave a nice review. We love when you leave us reviews, so it makes us feel nice and warm on the inside. It means we're doing something right, and that you really like us. Leave us a bad review so we can change up some things, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe we need to kick Aaron off the show because he's a bad influence.
He is a bad
I think that's a
Please.
great idea.
Please fire me.
Crime has went up since we started the podcast, and I am convinced it has something to do with Aaron being on the show.
Yeah,
You said
so.
crime?
Yeah, he did say crime.
Yeah, just
I don't know
crime in
where that came
general.
from.
All crime has went up
Crime in general
significantly.
has went up just because I've been on this podcast.
Yeah. Well, I think the
I am
correlation
so
is there.
sorry.
I don't know, but we'll see.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. I don't really know what else to do.
I don't think that's very...
If you fire me, though, right now I'd be asleep, so I'm cool with it.
Yeah. I don't think that's very factual, so we'll give you the benefit of doubt of that one.
Dang.
Shirts at TeePublic, like we've said before, the shirts are beautiful, they're comfortable, and I mean, you can just be sitting around and you're just like, wow, this makes my skin feel amazing. I'm gonna wear this shirt every day. And I'm gonna sleep in this shirt because I want a great night's sleep. You're gonna want to sleep in that shirt. Giveaways, check the Facebook page. There's always giveaways going on. Now I know we're laying off trivia because that was just a pain in the butt.
Mm-hmm.
So
We're gonna bring it back in a different form.
Yeah.
I just got to figure it out.
But there'll be giveaways.
Yes.
Just always look out for that. But thank you again. Have a wonderful week coming up, and I hope you all will have a great Christmas. Because I guess I won't be on the show next episode. So have a wonderful Christmas. Aaron, do you have any last words?
Give me last
adios.
words, Aaron.
It only took 7
last
minutes.
words.
We're getting better.
Yeah, see, I told you we're getting better. I mean, if we wouldn't have gotten off topic with the ASMR thing, we would have been short.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, let's not get off topic again. Adios.
Nick, any last words?
I just want to say you nailed it, Justin. That was the best outro yet. You're getting a lot better.
Thank you.
And
Yep.
yeah, all I gotta
Just
say
got to cut down by 5 whole minutes.
is yeah, everybody have a good week. We'll see you again next week.
All right, where go anyways?
Adios.